Joe Rogan has finally spoken out after something wild happened. Liver King, the social media fitness star known for eating raw liver and preaching the ancestral lifestyle, was arrested. Yeah, that's right, arrested. And not just for anything. He was taken in for what the police are calling terroristic threats. And these threats were aimed at none other than Rogan himself.
Yeah. And these items are for you?
I wouldn't take that.
Or anything and everything.
Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man.
Wasn't surprised at all.
No.
I mean, it seems completely makes sense, but that's exactly what I expected.
Yeah, it seemed like just a matter of time for him.
There's no way you can look like that in your 40s. I mean, he's preposterously.
Brian Johnson, aka the Liver King, was in Austin, Texas when this all went down. Just hours before being arrested, he posted a series of intense and aggressive videos online. In those clips, he wasn't just yelling into the camera, he was dressed up, showing off gold-plated weapons and directly threatening Joe Rogan. He even challenged him to a fight. It went from some crazy online stunts to something that felt genuinely dangerous. Rogan later confirmed that he'd never even met the guy in person, but those videos? They made him feel unsafe, so he contacted the Austin Police Department.
Joe Rogan.
And I'm coming to Joe Rogan's town, Austin. I was here before you, Joe Rogan. It's Texas, that's my home. This week you probably might need to worry about me. You probably need to worry about Joe Rogan more. You've never come across something like this. Willing to die, hoping that you'll choke me out. All week, Joe Rogan. So when I'm like, hey, anybody know my name? Liver King. Who am I fighting? Joe Rogan. By the way,
The public first heard about the arrest through Alex Jones, who shared it on his own platform. Johnson had been staying at the Four Seasons Hotel in Austin and even uploaded a video from his hotel room earlier that day. Not long after, another video surfaced, this one showing him being arrested right outside that same hotel. According to police reports and Alex Jones's commentary, Johnson now faces a Class B misdemeanor for making those threats. The cops didn't take this lightly. The language he used, the props that looked like real weapons, and the fact that he was physically so close to Rogan's home and workplace, that was enough to make it a serious issue.
wake up from that dream, that's a good feeling. And then anything else that you could break on me, break it on me. I hope that you won't feel me tap. That's never happening, tapping. Because I have something actually to fight for. Actually, that's my family.
I know this is sort of like, what the fuck is going on there? And some of these clips might be a little bit humorous, but this is also not great.
In one especially disturbing video, Johnson wore a wolf head and held what looked like gold-plated guns. He looked right into the camera and said he was calling Rogan out man to man. Even though he admitted he didn't have any real martial arts training, he said he was ready for a fight. "You should dismantle me," Johnson said, acknowledging Rogan's jiu-jitsu background, "but I'm picking a fight with you." And then he said something chilling. "You can hold the hand of somebody you love, because what happens next, you'll have to remember that feeling." That comment sent alarms ringing, not just for Rogan's team, but for the police too.
It's stoked when Joe Rogan goes on the carnivore diets.
I've heard about it, and anybody who's talking about this, I love it. You're helping me do my job. This is my purpose in life. And as much as it is what we eat, it's also what we don't eat. So to answer your question, I love it when people are talking about eating carnivorously. I think Joe Rogan shows that he has a transformation when he does it. I don't know why he does it longer.
Johnson had arrived in Austin just a few days earlier. People began reporting his bizarre online behavior to the police, especially since he was staying at a hotel not far from where Rogan lives and works. When officers went to check things out, they arrested him without a fight. But even as they handcuffed him and walked him to the squad car, Johnson kept talking into the camera. He even posted the arrest footage on his own Instagram.
Because I fucked up. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Because I lied. And I misled a lot of people. I've stated that this is a complicated as fuck topic, at least to me it is, because before social media, I was rich and anonymous, and after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous, and I never expected this kind of exposure in the public eye.
It's been
Rogan eventually responded officially. He clarified that he'd never interacted with Johnson personally, outside of some podcast commentary, but he said the videos crossed a line. He felt threatened, plain and simple. Law enforcement agreed. They said Johnson's videos weren't just some weird show for social media. They saw them as criminal intent, especially since the Texas Penal Code defines terroristic threats as statements meant to cause fear of serious bodily harm.
I think he was natural, but this guy literally right to my face would say, like, blatantly, I am natural.
There's some people that are really jacked that are natural.
For sure.
I fucked up.
I don't know if you guys are able
I
to
just
watch.
wanna
That's what I was leaning to. Is just like, I feel like his overall body composition is pretty consistently represented. I don't think it's implants though. Well, granted, then it's like, well, if it's unnoticeable, would you even?
Right. You only see the stuff that's not good. You do steroids.
Liver King's online behavior had been growing more unpredictable for months. He blew up in 2021 after promoting a bizarre but attention-grabbing lifestyle, eating raw meat, living by ancestral tenets, and selling supplements. People were obsessed. But then, in late 2022, things took a dark turn. Leaked emails revealed Johnson had been taking steroids, testosterone, and growth hormones, even though he swore up and down he was all natural. The backlash hit hard. He made public apologies and even posted a video admitting everything, but the damage had been done.
How many UFC events did he try and kind of like cozy up?
He was front row at one of my shows in Vegas.
Oh, damn.
At the MGM. And then I saw him again at the Canelo fight. He was trying really hard to get on the podcast. And he's been trying really hard to get on now. He contacted a few friends of mine.
Yeah, he told me he's trying to get on.
Yeah, for what? For what? Say that more? Like, come on, this is dumb, man. This is a fucking, you ran a con game and you got busted.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that you feel terrible. I'm sorry you feel bad.
Netflix even featured him in their docuseries Untold, which covered his rise and fall. Rogan had already discussed the Liver King scandal on his podcast. He mocked the whole thing, joking about the absurdity of Johnson's raw meat diet and fake claims. In one episode, he sarcastically said to fitness influencer Derek Monroe, "Hey Derek, you know how I got so jacked? I followed the 9 ancestral tenets. Yeah, I'm on testosterone, unlike the Liver King. I'll tell you the truth." It was clear Rogan never took Johnson seriously.
The Liver King thing drives me nuts because that guy's on steroids. Well, just shut the fuck up.
Well, so
I know he's eating really healthy. It's clear he's eating all these animal foods and, you know, he's eating organ meat, which is very rich in nutrients. All that's true, but he's dodging the main bullet.
Well, it's too late for him now because he said no.
Yeah.
So if he is even on TRT, he should come out and just say it.
Well, look at him.
Because, yeah, I mean...
Just, do you know how rare it is to have a physique like that and not be on steroids?
But Johnson didn't take the jokes well. Over the next few months, he started targeting Rogan in more videos. Some felt like fight challenges, others were just angry rants. Johnson claimed Rogan had insulted him and disrespected his mission. He said he was defending his family's honor and had a deeper purpose. In one intense clip, Johnson said, "You won't feel me tap, that's never happening. Tapping because I have something to fight for, my family." What do you have to fight for? He said he wasn't even training for the fight on purpose to show it was about emotion, not skill.
I cannot even believe that this is real, but it is real. The Liver King was arrested.
All right, I've got a breaking exclusive for you that I got from our sources. The Austin Police Department, as we speak, is on their way to a hotel in downtown Austin to arrest the...
Even though the videos look dramatic, some even theatrical, the police didn't think it was all for show. They said Johnson's location, how often he posted threats, and the way he showed off weapons were all signs of a real danger. Rogan worked with police and gave statements, explaining that he took the threats seriously. He didn't see them as internet drama, he saw them as real.
Crazy videos, use Joe Rogan's name to get attention, and it's just one big publicity stunt. Clearly, there is no end game. There's nothing happening with Joe. It doesn't matter that he's still in Austin. It doesn't matter that he's out of jail. Nothing is going to happen. And I think it's clear he's just faking this whole thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe for more.
Blue Scorpion. How do you get ready for a fight? How does Liver King get ready for a fight? Blue Scorpion. Dennis Rexon, she introduced me to it.
On Johnson's Instagram, you can still see everything. The trip to Austin, the videos threatening Rogan, and even the arrest video. He wore that same wolf head, spoke directly to the camera, and seemed more and more unhinged. "We don't have to pretend anymore," he said in one clip. "I challenge you man to man." He blamed Rogan for the whole thing, saying his jokes and criticisms were what pushed him over the edge.
Because he's been making a lot of bizarre, cryptic threats to Joe Rogan, and that he's going to come to town and fight him, and now he's there and has posted videos that are very, very direct threats. And so I am told that he's going to be arrested for terroristic threats, and that just shows how crazy society's going. In the videos, he looks extremely deranged with dilated pupils, and so we hope the Liver King gets better.
Those disturbing videos weren't just a one-time thing, they were posted over several days, with each one getting angrier and more aggressive. Cops said the timeline of threats, the fact that Johnson traveled to Austin and stayed close to Rogan's home, and the content itself created a real risk. Depending on how the case unfolds, Johnson could face fines or even jail time. His legal team hasn't made a statement yet, but his bond was set at around $20,000, 0 cents. People online are debating whether this was just performance art or something more dangerous. But one thing is clear, the law isn't taking it lightly.
Hey, you're shredded. All you got to do is go get implants.
Are you
Should I do that? So they're like $10K each.
No, you're not
I'm
doing
rocking
implants.
100
No, doing
fucking K worth of.
Those are implants?
Dude, you think somebody to get a feel on that, and they don't move. They don't fucking move.
Questions about Johnson's mental health are also starting to pop up. Even Alex Jones mentioned that Johnson seemed different lately, more unstable. While Johnson hasn't directly addressed those concerns, his videos are full of references to stress, pressure, and emotional pain. Sometimes he joked. Other times, he made serious threats. That unpredictability only added to the concern.
What disappointment did you experience with the fans? What do you think they're thinking?
And they really know me. I mean, first thing I do, I get up, I make a good morning story. I mean, I'm filming stories all throughout the day, every single day, to let people in.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know how really to answer this other than I let them all down, I said that I didn't do this thing. I said that I didn't do steroids this whole time, and I've been doing them. And so I think that when you're dishonest with...
Joe Rogan has always called out health scams and influencers who make exaggerated claims, and he never held back when it came to the Liver King. From the beginning, Rogan doubted the raw meat diet, the ancestral lifestyle pitch, and especially the denial of steroid use. When the truth came out, it was exactly what Rogan had been warning people about. The Liver King brand was built on this image of a man who didn't need modern medicine or enhancement. He claimed to be the product of nature and discipline alone. And people bought into it, literally. Johnson wasn't just selling an image, he was selling a dream. His supplements, workout routines, and lifestyle programs were based on the promise that his ripped body was the result of raw liver, sun exposure, and hard work. No steroids, no shortcuts, just ancient wisdom and primal discipline.
There's a great line between who you are and what the lie is. So what I'm seeing here is that the guy is realizing, like, shit, now, I fucked up. I know that it was wrong, but then I was justifying it because I'm not an athlete. I'm justifying because, even though people ask me, did you take this? You said no. It was a plain lie. But in his mind, it was lying for a reason. And those are the things that we have to be careful on. When we are telling a lie, and what we know is a lie, but we're justifying it, thinking that it's a greater...
That's why the steroid confession hit so hard. It wasn't just that he used them, it was that he lied about it for so long while making millions. According to those leaked emails, Johnson was spending over $11,000, 0 cents a month, on hormone treatments, all supervised by medical experts. That number shocked everyone. It proved this wasn't just casual use, this was a heavily managed process, and it shattered the myth he built his empire on.
I give a fuck when people do steroids in baseball, bro, because bottom line, you still gotta hit the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Like, that's just something. I guarantee you Merkin would say the same thing.
Yeah, why do people get, so, like, you seen the shit with, the Liver King and stuff, he came out and said he's out of Eddie and all that shit. I don't really give a fuck.
That's just me. Either.
I don't care.
You don't even think about it sometimes. Sometimes you get that thought, damn, well, that's just
this is the thing.
Once the emails leaked, Johnson couldn't stay silent. In December 2022, he uploaded a video and finally admitted everything. Yes, I've done PEDs, and yes, I am on PEDs monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician. While he said sorry, many felt the apology was more about saving face than telling the truth. He kept trying to steer the conversation back toward his mission, helping young men deal with self-esteem and mental health struggles, but for a lot of people it felt like damage control, not real honesty.
Why do you not tell people about your steroid usage?
Because of what it implies. I think a better question really is, it's the same question, do you take things? My answer has been the same because I've always told the truth. And you can say or think whatever you want.
Of course.
But at the end of the day, this is what my message is really all about. Did you know 50 years ago, we had on average 50% higher testosterone? If you just think about that, we could probably go 50 to 100% higher just by doing the 9 ancestral tenets. Isn't that what most people do with steroids? To increase their testosterone by 50 to 100%?
Even after the confession, the backlash didn't stop. A large group of his followers felt betrayed. They believed in him, bought his products, lived by his teachings, and now it felt like a scam. Some even filed a lawsuit against him for $25 million, 0 cents, accusing him of fraud. They said his lies made them spend money on supplements and programs that promised results they now knew were fake. That lawsuit eventually got dropped, but it pushed the conversation further. How much trust should people place in online fitness influencers? And are current laws strong enough to stop false advertising like this?
There's bad people in every walk of life, and Liver King is a bad person. So you have to just, I mean, honestly, you have to find people that speak to things that make sense. You have to do your own research, and then you kind of have to, you know, kind of figure out who to believe, who to trust, and kind of go with that. Does that make sense? Like you have to do your own research.
After the scandal, everything changed. Liver King's name, once tied to primal strength, became a warning about how far influencers can go. Some fans stayed, but many left, realizing the truth didn't match the image. Still, Johnson didn't go away. He kept posting, eating raw meat, and pushing the ancestral lifestyle, but with a softer tone. He no longer claimed his body was fully natural. That story had collapsed.
Gotta talk about Liver King. Do you know that our podcast was the first public forum where he was asked about doing steroids, and then he got exposed for being on a load of shit?
If you ask me, yo, how would you describe Liver King in person? He is a sweet man.
But so smelly.
Like, if you were to die in Coney Island and your body wasn't discovered for like 13 to 17 days, that would be the smell that is secreted from his armpit.
In his last YouTube video from November, he repeated his usual message: discipline, primal living, and strength. But something felt off. He sounded less confident. His energy was lower. While some viewers supported his apology, others couldn't forget the betrayal.
You think about the Liver King shit, bro.
Man, I mean, did you see the apology thing?
I did a bit, yeah. But
Well-
didn't like everyone knows he's on steroids.
Well, the thing, everyone knows, right? But like, it's different because he's out there saying, "I'm not on steroids. I'm not on steroids. It's the tenants. It's these things," and it's like, fuck. Everyone knows in the community, but like the majority of the public likely.
So you knew, like,
bro. I mean, it's like, come on. All the other shit.
The Netflix doc Untold, the Liver King told his full story from fame to downfall. It wasn't just about steroids. It showed how influencer culture rewards extremes and blurs the line between real and fake. It made one thing clear: Johnson's story reflects a bigger issue, a system that rewards lies and punishes honesty. Now, after everything, his rise, his lies, and his arrest, it seems that system is finally catching up to him. Where it goes from here is uncertain, but Rogan isn't backing off, and neither is the law. This isn't just about raw liver anymore, it's about what happens when the act becomes a threat.